Okay, where would I buy, if I had to, Adelaide, suburbs under $500,000? So this is a user request on our High Performance Property Investment Facebook group. Monia over there has asked, any suggestions for good entry-level suburbs in Adelaide within around that $500K price range? So I am taking that question as $500,000 as the ceiling. All right, it's not going to be saying as a nation, nationwide, this is where I would recommend to buy. This is going to be, if I had to buy here at this price range, can we find some opportunities that are worthy of our attention? So I am going to be going to picky, picki.com.au. I have also then clicked on the Research Hub to go into the Research Hub dashboard. So let's just go down. I am going to be doing our hotspot, our investment hotspot analysis on this area. Now, this is going right to the Brains Trust, guys. These areas are the pure recommendations from the algorithm. We have two algorithms running behind the scenes at Picky, Ripe House Advisory, across the Ripe House group. Now, we have a 3 to 5 year algorithm. It looks at over 120 data points and really filters down to what are the most important. A lot of those are private advisory only data points, not publicly available. It then looks at that model and it tries to understand, is the opportunity in this area worthy of our attention over the mid to longer term, 3 to 5 year. We run artificial intelligence over that model to filter and to shortlist the different locations. Once you get that local government area, we then need to see, are any suburbs in that area on a shorter time frame, giving us the opportunity to enter into purchase and to have that very high performance capital growth. We need to have two models, guys. We need to have the where and the when. If you look at a one-dimensional simple metric or score, it's usually not enough. It's basic information. We need to break free of that. This is best practice private advisory, and it's all opened up for you now through the even playing field system, Picky, and also Ripe House Advisory. So all we need to do to find this and to answer this search is to come in here. You can see the line for South Australia. Obviously, we're looking at Adelaide. It's the capital city. And I just worked my way down the list. City of Playford, number 1 on the list. The data, the algorithm is telling us this is potentially the number 1 local government area in Adelaide. Overall, the rating is top 80% of all areas. So that means there's only 1 in 5 locations, local government areas across the country that potentially have a greater opportunity. This is definitely meeting our minimum requirements right now for the 3 to 5 year model across the country. Let's take a very quick look at the employment study. Poor diversity, it is very focused on large employment in healthcare and social services. That is exactly what I want. Of the one industry that I want to have a focus in employment, it's healthcare, social services. Okay, this is government-backed, a lot of good incomes coming into health and social services, and it generally means this area is a focal point for state level, city level spending going forward. So I don't mind low diversity in employment when it is focused on these industries. Low income growth, generally pretty common in the Adelaide area, good commute time. So overall, I'm comfortable with the employment study. The lifestyle study, I'll go through this quickly, if that's okay. We're seeing very good amenities, as you would expect from a decent sized capital city across Australia. New projects in the pipeline, just average. Come back and check these, guys. There is a broad spectrum of industrial, retail, hospitality. We'll have to double check the ongoing employment associated with these projects. But overall, spend per capita is only average across the country. You could do a lot worse. Population growth. Generally, Adelaide over time is low population growth. We might be seeing some indications of oversupply coming into this local government area, but we do have very high projected population growth for the next 3 years across the country. And even so, Adelaide traditionally has had very low population growth. This is off the charts. This is really leading the pack in terms of drawing people towards this local government area. I am a little bit concerned though, as this chart demonstrates to me a lot of supply potentially coming into this area. And we do. We have almost 5% new homes in the construction approval pipeline. This is way outstripping the high population growth this local government area has. So we need to drill down into the individual suburbs, which ones potentially have the lower new homes in the construction pipeline. We can see a few suburbs with 1 in 4 new homes currently being constructed. A lot of these suburbs are under 2% new homes in the construction pipeline, under the population that's coming into the area. So a lot of scarcity drivers there. So we do need to stick in and around Craigmore, Ullaberry, Smithfield, Manupara. These are all ticking a lot of boxes here, guys. Elizabeth Downs, Elizabeth Park, Elizabeth East, all the Elizabeths, Edenborough North, Davrong Park, Smithfield. These are all looking like they have low new supply in the pipeline. So what I'm going to do, overall, ticking boxes, this is probably where I'd start to be focusing my attention in at this price point in Adelaide. Let's work our way down the list of 32 suburbs in this local government area. The best ones, according to our algorithms, are at the top in the green, and it is in chronological order down to the worst at the bottom. So let's focus our attention right here. At number 1, 333 is the suburb median price, 5.3% yield overall. So even going way down the list, the yield in this suburb is excellent compared to its neighbours. Let's dive into Andrews Farm. This is only going to be one suggestion, guys. I've shown you the methodology. You can come in here and you can find other properties that tick these boxes. Now, this is firmly in the buying window. Overall, this suburb has had quite stable price growth in recent times. Some of its neighbours have gone off the charts. This has been quite stable. We might have some ripple effect drivers. Neighbouring suburbs going up in value now, making this the cheaper alternative, not due to lack of quality, just due to cost versus neighbours. So that's good. I like a market that's consolidated recently. Owner-occupier levels a little bit low. I like to see 2/3 owner-occupiers in my suburb. We might be able to find some street pockets in this suburb that have higher owner-occupiers. And we can. The owner-occupiers love the north of this suburb. The tenants like the south. Let's stay away from there and focus our attention to the north so we can make this suburb work for us. Vendor discounting, 12%. Properties are selling way over asking price. There's a lot of heat that's showing in this market. So we may be coming towards the end of our buying window here, guys. Yield 5.3 at a suburb level. Vacancies extremely low. Days of supply 174. It might mean that the activity in the market has just started to slow down. You'd expect with this type of vendor discounting that you would expect days of supply to start blowing out slightly. All right, so at a street level, overall, if we can make this work, I would still be, trying to consider it. I might like to find an area, though, that potentially doesn't have this type of heat, this type of, strong positive vendor discounting. Maybe look at some of these Elizabeth suburbs through here, where prices, the sales agents know what's going on. It's more of a consistent selling market. In this suburb, definitely the north here for occupancy type. North, once again, for lots of houses. Sold price, I won't go into that too much detail. Rental price, once again, we want to try and find these above average rental areas. Yield, any of these darker yellow pockets, once again, these north pockets are looking pretty good. Public housing, not really any issues of concern. So I would be focusing my attention on these high yielding pockets through here of the suburb. Remember, this is where the owner-occupiers like. When you can find lots of owner-occupiers and high yield, it's a very strong combination. Usually there's an inverse relationship there. So look, I would be focusing my attention through the Playfield local government area here, Mannar. Hopefully this has been useful for you for your analysis. You can use Picky to come in and find these suburbs. Now there are a number of properties that are on the market in our due diligence locations in Picky. This is a marketplace of properties where we have completed all of the due diligence, and there are buyers agents available to help you purchase them for $1,000 upfront engagement fee, $5,000 payable only when we have a successful purchase, which we are in the habit of doing. Picky is backed by the full resources of Ripe House Advisory. We are looking at evening the playing field in this industry, empowering you through free research. Go and do it yourself. That's wonderful. If you would like hand-picked deals with all the due diligence completed by an expert team, the Deal Marketplace is there. And then we also have a directory of expert buyers agents, many hundreds of purchases, many hundreds of millions of dollars worth of purchases across those buyers agents, across the wider Ripe House Advisory group, are now available to bolt on for an industry-leading buyers agent fee. We think we're trying to really disrupt what's going on, create transparency and openness in this industry. Otherwise, Research Hub, this type of information, it's free. We'd love to see you using it and getting the most from it. So thank you. If you'd like to see more of this type of research and analysis, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to this video. please share it with your friends and like the video so YouTube knows to send it to other people. Thank you very much.